family of the former goalkeeper Calero being remembered there in that moment's reflection here in Barranquilla. I've got to hand it to the ground staff here for producing such an excellent pitch. Both teams will really enjoy playing on it. And there's the oldest man on the field, 37 years old now, the captain of Colombia, Mario Yepes, plays in Italy with AC Milan. Talked about it being a daunting prospect for Bolivia, but they're coming off the back of a heartening 4-1 win at home to Uruguay in their last qualifying match. No one finds it easy high up in the altitude of La Paz, where Argentina go next Tuesday. So we're underway with Bolivia kicking off and playing from right to left in the first half. The Estadio Metropolitano Roberto Melendez packed to capacity, where the crowd really do play the 12th man for Colombia. I recall their 4-0 win here over Uruguay, which was one of the best international performances I've seen, certainly in the last decade. Uruguay were on something like a run of 18 international matches unbeaten prior to that 4-0 defeat, where Colombia were sensational. A team operating with so much confidence under their Argentine coach, Jose Pekerman. Keep an eye out for the number 20, McNelly Torres. He's got a lovely range of passing from an attacking midfield role. James Rodriguez operates to the left of him by and large. Falcao partnered in attack by the local boy who play their club football here in Barranquilla, the junior club. That's Tio Gutierrez. It's a really promising striking partnership that Falcao and Gutierrez have going right now. It's enough to keep a very talented player in Jackson Martinez amongst the substitutes. This is Aguilar. Poor pass from him. Given away rather cheaply there by Chumaquero. This is Cuadrado. Nice layoff from Torres, who almost got it back again. Good steal by Gutierrez. Fed in by McNelly Torres. Well defended by Bolivia. Martins, focal point of the Bolivia attack, the number 9. This is Ronald Garcia. Mojica letting that run here for Bejarano. Mojica. Martins. No power in the shot. Bolivia not prepared to sit back though and invite this talented Colombian team onto them, which you have to believe is going to be the right tactics. Here's Cuadrado. Looks like Cuadrado is going to be operating at right back, played in the right side of midfield, and I've seen him in previous qualifying games. Zuniga's normally the right back, but with Armero dropped to the bench, Zuniga's swapped to the left back berth. Here's Bejarano. Bejarano again. Mojica trying to find Martins, but he long since given that one up. David Ospina is the Colombia goalkeeper. Plays his football in France with Nice. Cuadrado. Aguilar. Yepes. Raking ball from Yepes, comfortably dealt with by the Bolivian defence. Here's Mojica. Plenty of time here for Centeno. The foul committed there by Aguilar. Plays in Spain, the Colombia number 8 with Deportivo La Coruña. Bejarano. Asking for a stretch there from Ronald Garcia, and he couldn't control his pass as a consequence of that. Valencia. Aguilar. Torres. Cuadrado making a run to his right. Gutierrez for Aguilar. Well, look out for this smart interpassing that Colombia have. They move the ball around very quickly. James Rodriguez breaks kindly here for McNally Torres. The flag stays down, a chance for Falcao! Well, the flag eventually went up, presumably against Teo Gutierrez, who provided the diving header for that man Falcao. It must have been Gutierrez who was offside. Whoa, he wasn't, was he? I think he's onside. And I think it's a perfectly good goal for Falcao, controversially chalked off by the flag from the assistant on the near side. For me, Teo Gutierrez looked level. Zuniga. Cuadrado. Yepes. Carlos Valdez. Foul there on Gutierrez. Notice a little spray can from the referee, which is a familiar sight in South American football. It's a good idea, actually. It means the team aren't able to advance the free kick and try and pinch a few meters. In by James Rodriguez was disappointing. Torres. Good tracking back there by Yepes. One for Falcao to chase. Gutierrez in the middle. This is James Rodriguez. Support now from Cuadrado. Aguilar just didn't have the pace to get beyond the left flank of the Bolivia defence. Rodriguez. There's no free kick there. None really asked for by Colombia. It's a goal kick to the Bolivians. Gutierrez plays in Mexico with Cruz Azul, got 8 goals in 20 international appearances. He's a really good foil alongside the star name in this Colombia team, Falcao. Here's Valencia. Torres did well to poke that off to Falcao. Strong running fullback is Cuadrado. Looking to get a crossing position, he's found it. And they're just happy to get it out of harm's way via Luis Gutierrez, Bolivia. First corner of the game goes to Colombia. Already showing an attacking intent. Juan Cuadrado. McNally Torres with the corner kick. Cuadrado. Good ball to Rodriguez. Gutierrez. And a goal! But once more, the flag from the assistant on the near side denies Colombia. Now, has he got this one right? I thought he got the last one wrong, the official. But this time, it's a very easy one. He's well offside. Tucked it away nicely enough, Teo Gutierrez. But the assistant got that one perfectly correct. One right, for me, one wrong. Encouragement already inside that Bolivia penalty area, though, for Colombia. This is the first match this weekend in the latest round of South American World Cup qualifying games. If Colombia win, they'll go to within just 1 point of the leaders, Argentina, who stand currently on 20 points. Argentina play later at home to Venezuela. Foul on Yepes. Aguilar. Zuniga. Valencia. Now with Valdez. Gutierrez gets away from the challenge well enough. Falcao. Fouled by Luis Gutierrez. And that's a poor piece of defending in a position in which Colombia can strike for goal now. Just off balance there, the defender. Falcao got exactly what he was looking for. James Rodriguez is the man who gets over most of the Colombia set pieces. Perfect angle for his left foot. I would expect to test this man, Carlos Arias. It's all very neat and tidy with the old spray can, isn't it? I like it. Something that South America have had for a number of years now. Takes away any doubt. Makes it easy for the officials to spot any encroachment. James Rodriguez, poised. Air of anticlimax about that one, not one of his best. He's normally a lot better quality than that. Cuadrado. Zuniga. He's done well, Zuniga. Really good run from the left back. He's got a second bite at it now. The queuing up in the middle. Spins kindly into the path of James Rodriguez. And he's rather fortunately going to get a corner out of that. It was a poor shot. Arias got fingertips to it. It was heading comfortably into the side netting. Rodriguez to take. Colombia very much on top here. 2 goals disallowed. 1 incorrectly, 1 correctly in my view. Fed in by Rodriguez. Well defended by Bolivia. Out with James Rodriguez again. Torres couldn't control the pass. Stabbed forward by Zuniga, and Teo Gutierrez won't get that. Really good run this from Camilo Zuniga. Last-ditch defending from Bolivia. foul there on Vezaga. Aguilar, the offender. Opportunity now for Bolivia to load the Colombia penalty area, waiting for the free kick from Mojica. Feeds it into a decent area, but ultimately Valencia got there first. Here's Torres. James Rodriguez trying to shape that into the path of Gutierrez. All rather untidy, and Falcao is injured. In fact, it was Aguilar who moved on to that. Drew the foul. And here's Cuadrado. Good ball in. Oh, he loves that service, Falcao. His eyes would have lit up there. Excellent ball in from Cuadrado. He's quality on the right-hand side. Almost into the path of Radamel Falcao. Brave goalkeeping in the end from Carlos Arias. Rodriguez. There's Vezaga. It's Garcia who's got the problem. Very experienced member of the Bolivia side, Garcia, and they'll hope to get him back. There's Jose Peckerman, a man who's done such a brilliant job in this qualifying campaign with Colombia. Just having a word there with Aguilar. Garcia just having to go off to get further treatments. At the moment, Bolivia are down to 10. Possession given back to the home nation by Salcedo. Aguilar. Yepes. Cuadrado. Unable to get to the return pass. Cuadrado. Attempt from Gutierrez to pick him out. Colombia, I remind you, with a game in hand on everyone else, who's played 9. Aguilar. Torres. Gutierrez, poor first touch from him. Bolivia managed to weather that little storm where Cuadrado was very effective, raiding up from right back to feed a couple of good chances. They've had the ball in the net twice, the Colombians. Both disallowed. First one ought not to have been for me. I thought Gutierrez was definitely level with the Bolivia back line when he headed into the path of Falcao, who dived full length to head into the net, and the goal should have stood. Here's Mojica. Bejarano, snapped forward by Vezaga. And the shot wasn't a bad effort from Chumaquero. Fairly routine in the end, you have to say, for Ospina, but at least it was on target. Valencia. Valdez. Bit of space opening up here for Colombia. It's Falcao. Cuadrado! Must be a goal, and it is! McNally Torres! Colombia in front. Torres the goal scorer. And no surprise to see the right back, who's playing more like a right winger in the opening 20 minutes. Cuadrado heavily involved. A familiar feeling for Colombia in Barranquilla. They lead again. Here it is. A little bit of room there for Gutierrez. Look at Cuadrado, already on the move, times his run. But was he offside? A suggestion, perhaps. They began, number 21 there, Centeno, raised a rather feeble arm, appealing for offside. I'm surprised more arms didn't go up, because I'd like to see that again. Torres was bound to play on with the aid of the deflection. He gets the opening goal in this World Cup qualifier. It's his third international goal on this, the occasion of his 31st cap. But I wonder, there's been a number of key decisions for the assistant on this near side to make. I thought when I saw that replay that Cuadrado might just have stepped forward too early. He got the benefit. Here's Martins. Angle was tight for him. Claims a corner, good goal kick given. They paid the penalty, really, Bolivia, for standing off Teo Gutierrez, who was given space in which to turn and find Falcao, who in turn helped it wide to a suspiciously looking offside Cuadrado. Flag stayed down this time. McNally Torres snapped up the opportunity to give Colombia the lead. They haven't conceded a goal in the last two home qualifiers. 4-0 win over Uruguay, 2-0 against Paraguay. Here's Cuadrado. Gutierrez trying to get a touch. On by Martins. And that's going to be a free kick. The referee in a very good spot, Carlos Vera, our official from Ecuador. Decent position here now for Bolivia. Looks like Martins wants to get involved, and so too Mojica. Mojica, one of the players over the free kick for Bolivia, wearing number 14, scored in a friendly against Haiti last month, the 2-1 win. Might fancy his chances. In fact, he's pulled rank over Martins. And it will be Gualberto Mojica. Several purposeful steps back, and will look to test Ospina in the Colombia goal. Oh, he did that. Might just have been heading wide at the right-hand post, but the goalkeeper was taking no chances. It's a corner to Bolivia. Mojica across to take. Powerful header away by Falcao. Gutierrez transferred that beautifully to James Rodriguez, waiting for support here. Doesn't have the pace to take on the Bolivia defence, the Colombia number 10. Got a chance to slide the pass in there, didn't quite work for him. Zuniga. Aguilar. Here's the goal scorer, Torres. Cuadrado. No invitation to come forward again. Cuadrado, it's brilliantly done. Now, can he score? No! Well, what a chance, he worked for himself there. He's some talent, this Juan Cuadrado. He is a right winger, really. He's a nominal right back tonight, but this is his normal position, getting forward, attacking with zest. And when he evaded the challenge there of Gutierrez, you would expect him to hit the target. And he blazes over. Wonderful opportunity to make it 2-0. There's quite a let-off for Bolivia. Already see on the faces of the players the cloying heat in Barranquilla. Humidity factor really high. Lower down by sea level, the temperatures here are scorching. Here's James Rodriguez. Zuniga. Torres. Rodriguez timing his run really well. Gets there first. Just enough close attention on Falcao to mean there was no opportunity for Colombian number 9. Heat shouldn't be a problem for Bolivia, considering they play their home matches in very high altitude in La Paz. Nevertheless, it's a warm afternoon in Barranquilla, and Colombia leading, should you have joined the game late, through a goal from McNelly Torres. Martins turning away briefly there from Zuniga and earning a corner. Mojica across to take. Bolivia have taken just 1 point from 4 away qualifying games. Surprisingly, it came in Buenos Aires. 1-1 against Argentina. Elsewhere, they've lost 4-2 in Uruguay, 1-0 in Valencia, and 1-0 in Ecuador. Bejarano with the Bolivia throw. In towards Martins, who wins the header. Anywhere would do for Camilo Zuniga. I suspect, having got some joy with that long throw to the head of number 9 Martins, it'll be same again for Bolivia. Martins falls to the ground this time and never in a position to head that one on. Here's Gutierrez. Falcao runs into a really good challenge from Chumaquero. Garcia. Aguilar. Always available. Cuadrado. Here's McNelly Torres. Edwin Valencia. And the ball deliberately put out of play in sporting fashion by Colombia, because they've got a problem here. Chumaquero. Looks in some pain. Now, was he onside? He's off. He's off, and that assistant is in no way level, and that's why he's got that decision wrong. Having said that, he was level with Cuadrado, who was well offside, so he should have been able to look back to the green shirts of the Bolivian defenders. It's an awful decision from the assistant referee. But maybe justice is done, because they had a perfectly good goal, in my view, chalked off earlier, a diving header for Falcao. So maybe we have, by a circuitous route, got the right scoreline at the top of the screen. But Cuadrado was good metre offside there. Lengthy stoppage here for the injury to Chumaquero, who makes his way back onto the pitch. Zuniga. Valdez. Aguilar. Yepes. What a thrill it'll be for Mario Yepes to lead Colombia to the World Cup finals in Brazil in 2014, assuming that he retains his fitness. He's 37 years old now, winning his 88th cap today, the AC Milan centre-back. This is Zuniga. Rodriguez. Zuniga. Trying to work a shooting position, did that. Could have been awkward, the deflection for Bolivia. Colombia won a corner, and a goal kick has been signalled. Both fullbacks have been prominent. The referee overruling his assistant in awarding the corner. Or has he given the... No, I thought they were lining up for a corner. But goal kick is the ultimate decision. You have to feel that this is a match in which Bolivia will need to take something from. Home to Leo Messi's Argentina on Tuesday. Argentina have had their problems in Bolivia in the past, but in good form right now. And the world's best player is performing at the top of his game for both club and country. Colombia's next match on Tuesday is away to Venezuela. Then they're at home to Argentina in June. Well, what a key game in qualifying that will be. Here's the goal scorer, Torres, with a free kick. He just got there. A couple of good runs, one of them from Falcao beyond the Bolivia defence, but reading the impending danger was Carlos Arias. Here's Martins. Rodriguez. Asking a lot of Teo Gutierrez. Bejarano. Chumaquero. Martins. Here's Garcia. Ronald Garcia's cross, and that's routine for Ospina. And Bolivia haven't fashioned an opportunity yet for their in-form striker, Carlos Salcedo, scorer of a World Cup qualifying hat-trick on his competitive debut. He actually didn't make his top flight Bolivian league debut till he was 26. 33 now, the number 19, Salcedo, not had a sniff of the Colombia goal yet. Vizaga. Chumaquero got that wrong. Clearly not what he intended. Well, Peckerman will be satisfied. Ever demanding coach, though, he'll be wanting a second goal before half-time. And that will really put Colombia in the comfort zone for the second half. Valencia. And it's loose from Cuadrado. Plays in Italy with Fiorentina. Chumaquero. Gutierrez. Vizaga for Garcia. Jimenez. Hopeful ball in, looking for Martins, dealt with easily by Valdez. A little bit loose in midfield from Colombia. Snapshot, but the players rather broken down there for Colombia. It was Chumaquero who tried the snap shot, but it took a deflection. And the corner will be taken by Gualberto Mojica. Martins just denied the header by some good work from Falcao. Here's Torres. Nicely into the path, and sweeping ball is just dealt with by Chumaquero. It's an important touch. But here's Falcao. Oh, it's a very disappointing finish. Thought he could have taken that on, Radamel Falcao. He's not been in the best of form for his Spanish club Atletico Madrid. He's going through a little bit of a goal drought at the moment. We all know about his record, both for Atletico Madrid and prior to that, Porto. Maybe the intense speculation over his future is rather getting to Falcao, although I think a recent absence with a hamstring problem just curtailed his season a little. He's not yet back to his sharpest. But a phalanx of clubs looking at the Colombia number 9 and trying to prize him out of Atletico Madrid. Chelsea, Manchester City, Real Madrid, prominent amongst those clubs who would want him for next season. Noticeable that the goalkeeper Arias doesn't take the goal kicks. I mean, left here for Centeno. Aguilar. Cuadrado. Gutierrez. Zuniga. Forward by Garcia. Another aimless ball that though from Ronald Garcia. Picked up here by Juan Cuadrado. Torres. It's a well-timed run here by Falcao. Good save by Arias. Back with Falcao again. Oh, it's going to be a penalty. No, get up, says the referee. Well, Falcao was sure there was contact there from Bejarano. That'll be worth another look. Instant decision from Carlos Vera, the referee. And if I'm going to stick my neck out, on first viewing, that looked a penalty. Torres. Aguilar. James Rodriguez. Valencia. Pocket of space here for Torres. Finding some joy there, just 5 or 6 meters outside the Bolivia penalty area. 1 or 2 runs not being tracked. Okay, a heavy penalty if that continues, Bolivia. Cuadrado skips past the challenge from Bejarano, who is penalised. Free kick this time against the number 17 and a yellow card, but he was the man who challenged Falcao earlier in the penalty area. Cuadrado is a handful to Bejarano, who's coming off second best in that contest. First booking of the game. Favours the left foot here of Rodriguez. Four yellow shirts inside the Bolivia penalty area. Zuniga just hovering on the edge. Now he makes his way in there. Long delay before Rodriguez plays in the free kick, and the referee has spotted some pushing in there. Free kick to Bolivia. We'll be happy to get to half-time, only a goal down. Bejarano's been given an examination in that left-back position. But was this a penalty? Oh, well, you don't see more obvious penalties than that. I thought when I first looked at it that it was, and you can see quite clearly from that replay that that should have been a penalty in favour of Falcao and Colombia. Incredible how Bolivia escaped that. Chumaquero. Time here for Valdez. Cuadrado. Gutierrez. Zuniga. Rodriguez. Lovely turn from James Rodriguez. No power in the shot. Very much his weaker foot, the right. Fashioned the opportunity well enough, though. Jimenez will have to go back here with Arias. Gezaga. Mojica. Chumaquero. Heading towards stoppage time at the end of the first half. Fourth official just getting ready to signal how many minutes. There'll be a few of those. Had a couple of stoppages. I think it'd be at least 3 minutes. Well, 3 already showing on the board down there. About to be raised. So 3 minutes of time added on at the end of this first half. Bolivia going in search of an equaliser. They look for Martin, strong in the air, but policed well enough by Valdez. He was asking the assistant on the near side to spot some of the pushing and that he felt was going on there from Martins. Off goes the pacey Cuadrado. It's a lovely way to pass in towards Falcao. Must be 2-0. No, he's just denied. Oh, you'd have everything on Falcao in that position. Almost drew the foul there. Stayed on his feet, admirably so. But the goalkeeper got to him. Frustration for Colombia and Falcao. Booking here for Yepes, who looks rather surprised, to say the least. Asking the referee what he saw. Well, that's what he saw. A strong forearm into Salcedo. Right there. Despite the fact that Yepes picked up the yellow card, presumably for that forearm, there was no free kick given. I think it had been given for the earlier Bolivia challenge. The referee spotted that anyway from Yepes subsequently. Here's Falcao. Rodriguez. Another troubling Arias's goal from the left foot of James Rodriguez. What a future he's got ahead of him. The 21-year-old plays in Portugal with Porto. It's the 11th senior cap for him. High quality player. On Manchester United's radar, we understand. We've had the 3 extra minutes. An interesting first period. Colombia have had the ball in the net 3 times. First one via the head of Falcao, should have stood, wrongly disallowed by the assistant's flag. The second goal was correctly disallowed, and the third one was again incorrect, when I thought the goal that is separating the teams at half-time in the build-up, I felt Cuadrado was offside. The goal stood though for McNelly Torres. Bolivia have created very little going forward in the first half, and Colombia deservedly in front. They lead in Barranquilla by 1-0 in this World Cup qualifier.
You think technology is amazing? Well, if you want to see something really amazing, you need to check out live streaming at bet365.com. Bet365 is the world's biggest online sports betting company. And if you join now, you can watch over 20,000 live sports events a year. Now that's what I call amazing. Bet365.com, now based in Australia.
Until now, the traditional Aussie barbecue has not been the natural domain of the Irish. Some say putting an Irishman in the sun is like putting a fork in a microwave. Mix 1 part Drumbeg Premium Irish Spirit, 1 part ginger ale and a good squeeze of lime in a tall glass full of ice. There you have it, a little bit of Ireland in the Australian summer. Drumbeg, Premium Irish Spirit.
World Cup qualifiers continue on Setanta Sports this Wednesday with 4 games from South America: Chile, Uruguay, Bolivia, Argentina, Venezuela, Colombia, and Ecuador versus Paraguay. World Cup qualifiers this Wednesday on Setanta. Eredivisie this season on Setanta Sports. Over 100 games with 3 games every weekend, plus weekly highlights. Eredivisie this season on Setanta Sports. Live Bundesliga continues. Next weekend on Setanta Sports, Stuttgart versus Dortmund and Bayern Munich versus Hamburg. Live Bundesliga continues next weekend on Setanta. Live Scottish football continues next weekend on Setanta Sports with an Old Firm double. On Saturday night, Montrose welcome Rangers to Lynx Park. And on Sunday night, champion Celtic travel to Paisley to take on St Mirren. Live Scottish football next weekend on Setanta. World Cup qualifiers continue on Setanta Sports this Wednesday with a European double. France versus Spain live, and Serbia versus Scotland. World Cup qualifiers this Wednesday on Setanta.
Welcome back to the Estadio Metropolitano Roberto Melendez in Barranquilla in northern Colombia, up near the Caribbean Sea, where this World Cup qualifier has produced just 1 goal so far. Should have been more for Colombia. Falcao had a perfectly good headed goal, disallowed for a wrongly given offside. The actual goal that stood for McNelly Torres should have been disallowed for an offside in the build-up for Juan Cuadrado. The assistant referee on the near side of the field in the first half had a particularly uncomfortable 45 minutes. Well, there's no doubting that Colombia deserved to lead and should be ahead by more. Yepes still arguing with the Ecuadorian referee about that yellow card just before half-time, which was given after the referee had already signalled for a free kick. The forearm used by Yepes came after that, and that's the heart of his argument. So Colombia get us underway in the second half then. And there's been 1 change made by Bolivia at half-time. They've brought on Rudy Cardoso, and he has replaced Carlos Salcedo. Haven't really, or didn't see anything of Salcedo in that first 45 minutes. We've heard so much about his exploits. 5 goals in the last 3 internationals. But here's a chance for a second for Colombia, and Arias has to make sure. Don't think it was deflecting on target. The goalkeeper spring-heeled to his left to make sure that it wasn't, at the expense of a Colombia corner. Here's Cuadrado. Rodriguez. Torres. On by Valdez, but to no one in particular. Bolivia is still in touch in this World Cup qualifying game, but they're going to have to find enough of the ball in the right areas of the pitch if they're going to suggest they've got an equaliser in them. Hard to think of a clear-cut chance they've fashioned. Ronald Garcia from range, and that's disappointing. Referee, good position to spot the foul. Nice nimble feet from Torres. Took him away from Gutierrez until the big defender brought him down. Plays his football here in Colombia at club level. McNally Torres with the Atlético Nacional. Colombia have long since been exporting their finest talent, and by virtue of that and playing in some of the top leagues in Europe, they've grown and matured as a team. They're 6th in the FIFA World Rankings. And looking for a second goal here. It's a really well-worked set piece. Torres at the heart of it, and Teo Gutierrez denied by a good save from Arias. The back Colombia again, the header across goal. Yepes can't get there. Not in order to get a chance on goal, but he's earned a free kick out of Gutierrez, and the pressure stays firmly on Bolivia. But I was saying Colombia 6th in the FIFA World Rankings at the moment. As recently as 2010, there's a good stop from Arias. 3 years ago, Colombia went as low as 48. Just shows the improvement they've made. They're a handful for anyone. James Rodriguez over the free kick. And a header towards goal, and snapped up at the second time of asking. Carlos Valdez doubles Colombia's advantage. The centre-back was in there to pounce. And surely Colombia and their fans will believe they're on the way to another 3 points. Only his 8th senior international appearance and his 2nd goal. Carlos Valdez. A little slow with the second ball there. Ronald Garcia took an unfortunate touch off him. He couldn't react quick enough. Valdez could. huge task facing Bolivia now. Jimenez. Good challenge by Cuadrado. Could be in the mood here to go on and get 2 or 3 more. Colombia stretching up Bolivian defence again. Gutierrez just unable to find the extra room he wanted. Looks like the coach of Colombia, Jose Peckerman, is going to get a good opportunity to rest some key players before the 90 minutes are up in readiness for their trip to Venezuela on Tuesday. But heading for their 5th win in the last 6 qualifiers and their 4th in a row to move to within 1 point of the leaders, Argentina. Aguilar. Oh, lovely flick on. It needed Jimenez to step on the gas there to close out Falcao. Fancy little flick, almost got Radamel Falcao into a shooting position. Jimenez to deny him. Torres. Space for Rodriguez. Almost into the path of Cuadrado. He's done well here. He just ran out of pitch. Full of tricks, full of pace, full of confidence. Again, frustrated Martins. Yepes. Torres. Aguilar, Cuadrado. Aguilar stepping onto that loose ball, and no free kick, says the referee. Aguilar is injured, and that will be given against Valdez. No free kick given as Aguilar went in to try and win that loose ball. You can only assume that there was contact given the fact he stayed down. Bejarano. Well, that won't please the coach, Azcacota. This is the second goal that's given Colombia the breathing space now, scored by Carlos Valdez. They haven't got enough in attack, Bolivia. I think from this far out, it would be a surprise if they can find one goal, let alone two. They are a different proposition at home, though. They're unbeaten in their last three, winning two of those. High altitude of La Paz, opposition find it difficult. Here's Cuadrado. Bolivia's next game is at home to Argentina on Tuesday. Good defending by Centeno. Torres looking for Falcao. Free kick against an eager, over-eager in the eyes of the referee, Aguilar. Ronald Garcia being replaced now. Fresh legs for Colombia. Juan Arce was the player who came on to replace Ronald Garcia. Arce a more attacking player certainly than Garcia, and it's what Bolivia need. Rodriguez, it's a super pass. Cuadrado will keep it in. Back with Rodriguez again. Aguilar. Clever run from Rodriguez, will want it on the left foot. Zuniga. Fed over the top by Torres. Chance! Falcao has missed. A glorious opportunity to make it 3-0. I mentioned earlier in commentary, he's going through a little bit of a drought for his club, Atletico Madrid in Spain. And that's the sort of chance he puts away routinely, or has been doing in a glittering career up to now. And he knows he should be scoring here, Falcao. He's one of those strikers that doesn't dwell on missed chances, gets his head up and waits for the next one to come along. And you wouldn't discount him getting on the score sheet at some stage today. Zuniga. It's a good recovery from Jimenez. Out of play, throw for the Bolivians. Yepes. Scorer of the Colombia's second goal, Valdez picking out Cuadrado. Valencia. It's good squeezing by Chamaquero, the heart of the Bolivian midfield. This is Vezaga, caught there by Aguilar. No, won't be allowed to take it from there. Just over an hour gone. Colombia firmly in the driving seat. Colombia's record so far in qualification: played 8, won 5, drawn 1, lost 2. Their defeats: 2-1 here against Argentina and 1-0 in Ecuador. Since the last qualifying game that Colombia played, they've figured in a couple of friendlies, drew 1-1 with the World Cup hosts in 2014, Brazil, and a comfortable 4-1 win against Guatemala. Lovely touch from Rodriguez. A lovely run here from Gutierrez, and it's a picture goal for this talented Colombia side. Well, look out, World Cup finals in 2014, because these will be dangerous floaters in the competition. They're surely on the way to their first World Cup since 1998. It's the best generation since Carlos Valderrama, Freddie Rincon and company, under the astute stewardship of Jose Pekerman, the former Argentina head coach. They play some glorious football. Torres with a slide rule pass, and Teo Gutierrez in his home stadium, the striker from Junior Barranquilla, makes it 3-0. Wonderful goal, and better teams than Bolivia would have been opened up by that. Well, it's a question of damage limitation from the Bolivian point of view, and help yourself for Colombia. There's more goals in the team in yellow, I'm sure, before the 90 minutes are up. Gotta say, Colombian football most certainly on a high at the moment. Under 20s won this year's South American Championships to qualify for the finals in Turkey in the summer. It looks like there's some bright young things on the conveyor belt too, to add to this excellent generation. And the fact that they don't have to rely on this serial goal scorer Falcao is a major plus. Goals throughout this team. Here's the man who got the third, Gutierrez. Rodriguez. Aguilar. Rodriguez was checked there by Vezaga. Plays with a maturity, the Colombian number 10, way beyond his 21 years. Born for this stage. Yepes. Another key factor about this Colombia side is their fitness. They'll keep going. Don't expect them to declare at 3. Martins. Free kick against Gutierrez. James Rodriguez. There's that ball from Torres, slide rule to set up the chance for Teo Gutierrez. Away from Jimenez, coolly slotted. Chumaquero. Good run from Martins. Needs somebody to arrive in the middle. There was only Arce in the penalty area in the green shirt of Bolivia. Zuniga. Fouled by Arce. Offside against Falcao. Well, we're just over halfway through the... He might just have been on there, Falcao, but we're just over halfway through this marathon South American qualification. Generally thought of as being the toughest of any around the world to make the finals. Slightly easier given the fact that Brazil, as hosts, don't have to qualify. Opened up an extra place. The top 4 from the section go through as of right. The team that finishes in 5th will go into a playoff. And just over halfway through, all 9 nations still in with a chance of making Brazil 2014. Here's Torres. Stabbed away by Jimenez. One or two of the Bolivian players looking quite leggy out there now. Had to do a lot of chasing out of possession. In contrast, Colombian players looking nimble of foot. And their confidence sky high. Gutierrez, Centeno, Jimenez, Chumaquero, Bejarano. Didn't approach the attempt to get past Rodriguez with too much confidence. Getting close to the stage, I think, when Peckerman will make his substitutions. Surprised, really, that they're 3-0 up. He hasn't done so already. Knowing that there's another qualifier just around the corner in Venezuela on Tuesday. Won't want to pick up any injuries to the likes of Falcao and Rodriguez and this man Cuadrado. Torres. Valencia. It's a pity. It's a lovely turn from Rodriguez. Just lost his balance. Arce looked offside, although Yepes was very deep. That stayed down. Way behind the rest of his defenders there, Mario Yepes. Martins. Did well to work the space, but final shot clearly not what was required. Into the final 20 minutes then. Colombia on the way to 3 points. Just a question of what the margin of victory will be. Jimenez. Martins. Oh, good run here by Arce. And the save, and the first save of note in the entire match for David Ospina. Lovely run that from Ospina. Rather from Arce. Broke the back line and the goalkeeper had to spring smartly to his right to save. Headed away by Valdez, back in by Jimenez. Overhead kick found its target in Falcao. Rodriguez, the pace on the counter-attack. There'll be no way through for Gutierrez. But they hit in transition there. Eye-catchingly well, Colombia. Zuniga. Chumaquero. Martins. In comes the shot, decent effort from Mojica. Straight down the throat of Ospina, but much better from Bolivia. Abel Aguilar. Falcao. Rodriguez. Another good run from Cuadrado. You're finding it very difficult to check the fullback's runs. Juan Cuadrado. He's taken on too much there. Has the ability with that searing pace to make real inroads into opposing defences. Normally a right-sided midfield player or a winger really, and he's only a nominal fullback in this match. So James Rodriguez is the first Colombian player to leave the field in readiness for Tuesday's match against Venezuela. Have they got the right number here? Well, they're just waiting see if Cuadrado is able to recover from this injury. If he can't, then the man who's about to come on, Armero, will come on at left back and Zuniga will go into his more customary right back position. And Rodriguez would stay on, just on hold on that substitution at the moment. Just not in too much distress though, Cuadrado. Is it worth taking any risks at 3-0 up with a quarter of an hour to go? Armero is going to have to get his top back on there unless he is going to get his chance to replace Cuadrado now. I'm not sure the signal's arrived yet. Chumakero finding a pocket of space. No power in the shot. Cuadrado is back on the pitch again. Armero still waiting the call to come on. Next stoppage in play, and he will be with us. Here's Jimenez. Well defended by Valdez. Cardozo. Oh, good ball into the feet of Martins. It's well blocked by Yepes. Falcao loses out to Gutierrez. Arce. Chumakero. Arce. Good challenge from Carlos Valdez. Still a patient wait for Armero to come on. Oh, now surely he'll get the call. Just a question of whether it's going to be Rodriguez, as was the initial intention. No. They've decided not to risk any injury for the star man, but no goal today for Radamel Falcao. He's had 2 or 3 good opportunities. No, it's not Falcao. I thought that was number 9 that was up. Number 4, Cuadrado, has made way. So Armero to left back, Zuniga to right back. The new man Armero plays in Italy with Napoli. Yepes. Falcao then stays out there, still with the hope of adding to his international goal tally. Gutierrez, Falcao. Green shirts gather all around. Armero. Rodriguez. Mojica, Martins. Back to Mojica, thought about the shot. This is Cardozo. And again, unlucky. Decent build-up. And Rudy Cardozo unable to test Ospina. Valencia. Falcao. Valdez, Torres, Rodriguez, Torres again, Falcao on the march. Excellent block from Centeno. Falcao's brilliant skill. Oh, didn't you just want, if I'm not being too unfair to Bolivia, that lob to hit the back of the net? As the impish piece of skill to set it up was just a joy. Look at it again. Top quality from Radamel Falcao. Here's Valencia. Perhaps one of the players in this Colombia side, the number 15, that goes under the radar, but not from his coach Peckerman. He knows the important job he does in that screening role in front of the defence. And they're all good distributors of the ball in the midfield. Aguilar and Valencia, Torres. So the service to this man, Falcao, and Gutierrez, always of high quality. Peckerman makes another change. Rodriguez will depart this time. Late opportunity for Freddy Guarín to make his mark. Very experienced player. Operates in Serie A with Inter Milan. Used to be a fixture in this team, but one or two have overtaken him in the pecking order of late. Nice touch from Gutierrez. Here's Falcao. Able to get his shot away. Guarín. Torres looking for the run of Zuniga. They're certainly entertainers, Colombia. They're not sitting back on a 3-0 lead. They feel they owe it to these passionate supporters in Barranquilla to keep this performance going right through to the 90 minutes. Forward by Mojica. Decent run from Martins. Cardoso. Comfortable save for Ospina. Guarín. Beautiful passing from Colombia. They really know one another's game inside out, and they little patterns that they weave, a myriad of them today, that has slung the Bolivian players to all areas of the pitch, trying to cover the runs, and the sweet passing. McNelly Torres, the man who opened the scoring, is going to make way. On to replace him in midfield, Aldo Ramirez. Ramirez. Good run from Armero. On a goal! He gets it! It is Falcao! Back amongst the goals again. Brilliantly set up by Armero. He could quite easily have taken Radamel Falcao off the coach Beckerman, but he's left him on there for the duration. Knew that he needed a goal, and he's firing again. Got the benefit of the assistant referee on the far side. Might just have been onside, Armero, and Falcao couldn't miss. Glorious ball in from the fullback. And the smile is back on the face of Radamel Falcao. Four goals without reply here against Uruguay, 2 without reply against Paraguay, and now 4 past Bolivia, and seemingly on the way to another clean sheet. This is hot form for a team that could even tip Argentina to top the South American World Cup standings after 16 games. Long way to go yet. But if this is your first look at Colombia, I'm sure you're convinced of how good they are. Four goals, could easily have been 6. And they go in search of another. It's going to open up for Zuniga. He can put this anywhere he likes, but there, oh dear, he got his feet in a mess. Almost as if he had too much time. Lovely move again though, set up initially by Zuniga. Pass from Guarín, perfectly timed, and that was a pity. They were queuing up for the cross from Zuniga. But they're relentless. Once they get you by the throat, they don't let go. And I feel sure that Venezuela, improved though they are, will have it all on Tuesday against Mario Yepes' team. I can't wait, and I'm sure you can't, for Colombia-Argentina in June. What a match that promises to be. That match will be in Buenos Aires, by the way. In by Cardozo. As we tiptoe into the 90th minute. Freddy Guarín. Still full of running, Colombia. Talked earlier about their fitness. And when you ally strength and tip-top condition to the undoubted individual skill and the collective play as well. They're all good on the ball, they're all comfortable, but there's always an option for the player in possession, and hard to find a fault in this team. Yes, there's stiffer opposition to come than Bolivia before the qualification ends. But they only lost narrowly here to Argentina by 2-1. A little bit of a surprise that they lost to Ecuador, although Ecuador currently split Colombia and Argentina in the standings, but that's about to change with this 3 points. And remember, Colombia still have a game in hand on the rest once this round of qualification matches comes to an end. Stoppage time then. Zuniga, Guarín, Cardozo. Jimenez. Chumaquero. Referee is going to see out the full complement of stoppage time, could easily blow now. It's going to be another long party into the early hours of tomorrow morning. They don't need too many invitations to party in this city, I can tell you from personal experience. It's very much the party area, or one of them at least, of this fabulous country, Colombia, that's emerging from the decades of violence that it's suffered from. Beginning to get a smile on its face now. Economically, it's improving. Its football team has improved immeasurably. And the feel-good factor is all around this stadium. So go in search of another. It's Armero! Scores! Oh! What a day it's turning into for Colombia. Set the fourth goal up for Falcao. And now the substitute, the fullback from Napoli, makes it the nap hand for Peckerman's Colombia. 5-0 over Bolivia. Well, sometimes coaches look for the negatives before they look for the positives. He better get straight onto the positives, because there aren't too many, if any, negatives. Look at the pace of Armero, fresh legs. And he always seemed as though he was getting there before the goalkeeper, Arias. And when he did, look at this. That's Messi-like. A little spin to bring it back into the centre of goal. No wonder he celebrates like that. It's his first international goal, his 40th cap. Oh, Bolivia are really going to have to pick themselves up now under this man, Javier Azcacorta, because they have been trounced here in Barranquilla, and they've got Argentina at home on Tuesday. Doesn't get any easier for the team in green. But for Colombia, onwards and upwards, looking the real deal. Goals throughout the team, confidence aplenty, pace and talent. Falcao back amongst the goals again. And the Colombian fans in Barranquilla have been richly entertained once more. That's 11 goals in the last 3 World Cup qualifiers here, and no goals conceded. Colombia now up to second in the standings, 1 point behind Argentina, after beating Bolivia handsomely by 5 goals to 0.